One of the biggest questions I get asked all the time from Etsy sellers is how do I actually start making consistent daily sales? That seems to be the struggle when you first open your shop. It's getting visible and getting enough eyeballs on your listings to actually start making consistent sales for consistent revenue that can be a real income source for you. So today I'm answering how to increase your Etsy shop sales, and we're going to start right now. Welcome back to the channel, friends. So glad you're here. If this is our first time meeting, I'm Kate. I'm a wife, mama to 3 precious kiddos, Etsy seller, and business coach. And I have this channel to help you start and scale your own online business so that you can make a full-time income doing what you love. Today, we're talking all about increasing Etsy sales. So if you're excited, give a little love tap on that subscribe button and let's get started. I'm super excited to dive into these 3 tactics today. But first, I want to let you know about a free class I have available for you. It's an Etsy success training class. It's a free 60-minute training that I'll have linked in the description box below, but you can go to that training if you're serious about starting and growing a successful Etsy shop that actually brings in real revenue for a full-time income. Then this training is going to be super valuable to you. So to sign up for the training, you can go to etsymasterclass.com and learn my signature method, which are my 5 pillars for Etsy success and the 5 pillars that took my shop to the top 1% of Etsy sellers. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into step number 1 that is going to help you take your shop to consistent daily Etsy sales. Step number 1 is to offer a product that is both trending and has a unique selling point. Now, the two of these together may kind of seem like they're not possible to exist together. They're opposites, right? Trending means everyone's doing it. It's super popular on the platform right now, but a unique selling point means that you have a product that has something that's different about it and unique about it from the other sellers. It almost seems like it would be impossible to have a product that incorporates both, but trust me, friend, there is a way to come up with a product that has both trending elements and a unique selling point, and the combination of the two is what really creates bestseller potential. So what I mean is this: you're gonna first do a search on Etsy within your niche to try to go ahead and identify some themes or styles within your product type that are currently trending. So for instance, if I was in the wood sign niche and I sold wood signs on Etsy, I might go on Etsy and do a simple search for fall wood sign. Side note here, it's always great to think about upcoming seasons and holidays to get more specific with your product type. So if I do a search on Etsy for fall wood sign, I'm going to take note on the first and second pages of the search results because those are the listings that are selling consistently and doing really well. That's why they're on the first and second page. I'm going to look for different trending elements that I'm seeing repeated over and over again in these best-selling listings. Could be color scheme, could be font, could be certain patterns or materials. But as I'm looking through these fall wood sign listings on the first page of the search results, I'm noticing several of these circular signs that have cute little fall sayings on them. A lot of these circular signs are bestsellers and popular now, so I'm going to take note of that, and maybe I would want to offer something in a similar shape. But then step number 2 to this process is also looking at those same listings and asking myself, what are these listings and these products that are bestsellers missing that I can incorporate that I know is trending, and I could make that my unique selling point so I could differentiate my own circular fall sign from the ones that are already selling. So continuing with our example here, as I'm looking at these circular fall signs, I'm noticing there's not really any with that popular emerald green color that is so trendy right now. And I'm also noticing that there's a lot of ribbon used, but I don't see any of that really trendy velvet material that's super popular right now as well. So what if I were to offer a fall circular wood sign that incorporates some emerald green velvet ribbon that would separate it from a lot of these other types of colors in ribbons that I'm seeing currently? That would give me a product that is research-based because I've researched and I know that the circular shape is popular for fall wood signs, but would also give me an element of that product that's going to set me apart because I don't see anyone else offering that specific style element. Okay, time for step number 2, but first, if you're getting value out of this video, would you give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel? We release new videos for entrepreneurs every single week. All right, step number 2 to make daily Etsy sales is use smart SEO. This is continuing with our theme of being researched and data-based, not just guessing and throwing shots in the dark, right? We want to really do our due diligence to research products, research trends, and research SEO, which is search engine optimization. So search engine optimization, or SEO, may sound like a really intimidating topic, and people can make it very complicated, but it really does not have to be. When you're selling on Etsy specifically, all you really need to know and think about with SEO is that you're plugging in highly searched keyword phrases. Those are phrases that people are already searching for on the platform into strategic places within your listing when you create your listing. There are 5 areas of your listing that affect SEO directly on Etsy. That would be your title, your tags, your description, your categories, and your attributes. You'll get more familiar with those sections as you get used to creating your listings on Etsy. The categories and attributes section are just drop-down options, so you can't manually input any words or phrases into those sections. So for SEO purposes, specifically when we're talking about keywords, we're thinking mainly of your title of your listing, the tags section, which gives you 13 tags that you can add words or phrases to tell Etsy this listing is for this type of product. And then also your description, which is open. You can type anything you want in your product description, and so you're going to be plugging in those same keywords within your description as well. The key here is to do research to find highly searched keyword phrases within your niche that actually accurately describe your product, and then you're going to plug those keywords and phrases into those 3 sections of your listing, your title, your tags, and your description as much as possible, matching as closely as possible without keyword stuffing, right? In the description, we don't want to just put a list of these keywords. We want to be weaving these in conversationally within our really well-written, engaging product description. Okay, so that's all well and good, but the question then is, how do we find these highly searched keyword phrases, right? We said this is research-based, we're not just guessing, and thankfully there are tools out there to help Etsy sellers do this kind of research. The one that I use and the one I think is the best for Etsy keyword research is the sponsor of today's video, Sales Samurai. So many amazing things you can do on Sales Samurai, but one of my favorite is the keyword search tool. So if you come over here to the left and you click on search, this is where it'll take you and you can type in any keywords or phrases you're thinking of using in your SEO and search for those and get data on them. So as you see here, I've typed in front door sign just to see if this might be a good keyword phrase to use. So when you type in a phrase, it'll show you the Etsy search volume. So this is how many times a month that phrase is searched on Etsy. It'll also show you the Etsy click-through rate. This is the percentage that it's clicked on listings that use that phrase. It'll also show you the Etsy competition. So we can see here, this is really high competition, which is kind of hard to avoid sometimes in really saturated niches, but this is great data to compare the search volume to the competition and try to find a gap in the market that has high search volume for that phrase, but low competition if possible. It also gives you some Google data, but I want to show you right here where it says suggestions. This is a great area to get ideas for related things that you might not have thought of before. So these are suggestions for keyword phrases like Christmas signs for front door sign Halloween. So you can go through these and get different ideas, and it'll also give you the search volume and the CTR and competition and everything that you would need to know for those different phrases. And over here we see the tag section. So these are phrases that are related that people have used in their tag section along with the phrase front door sign. So we see front door decor, door hanger, housewarming gift, door sign. There's just so many great ideas here. And if you scroll down, you can see even more. It'll show you the top 5 listings. You can actually see more than that, but right here we have the top 5 listings for that term that are selling the best. And we also have a price spread down here so we can see what everything is priced at, what the different products that are using that term are pricing their listings at. So I love this. If you go over here and you click on one of these top selling listings, you click on this little eye, you can get more information. It'll show you everything you need to know about that specific listing, and you can see why it's selling so well. So we can see what different terms they've used in their title: grandparents gift, personalized front door sign, grandparent sign, front door decor. And we can also see the different tags that they have used in this listing. So we can take inspiration to know what's working for this listing and what we could possibly use to work for us as well. I think Sales Samurai is an amazing tool for Etsy sellers. So if you want to try it out, you can try it out for free for 3 days. And then if you decide you want to stick with it and get on one of their plans to continue using it, you can use the code KATE20 with the link below, and that'll give you 20% off your order. So again, I want to thank Sales Samurai for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Make sure you check them out with the link below after watching this video. So let's talk about, beyond your keyword research, some additional SEO tips to really optimize your listings for visibility. First of all, you want to try to diversify the words you're using in your keyword phrases as much as possible to reach people that are searching for different but similar terms. An example of this might be if you're selling a mug, you might use the word mug in one keyword phrase, and then you might use the term coffee cup in the next one. If it's sort of like a teal color, you might use the word teal in one phrase face, so you have teal mug. And then you might use something similar but a little bit different, like aqua or turquoise. So then you might have aqua coffee cup. You're diversifying the terms that you're using while still making sure that everything that you're putting into your keyword phrases accurately describes your product. You also want to make sure that your title is clear and easy to read. You don't ever want it to be confusing, because that's a surefire way for a shopper to just skip right over your listing. You want it to catch their attention and to be really clear. So if you're using multiple keyword phrases in your title, you want to make sure to separate them either by a comma or a line or a dash, something that really separates each phrase. That also helps the algorithm to know that these phrases are separate and helps it to correctly identify what product is being sold in this listing. Another great extra tip here is for your product description. You can use what I call a hook in the beginning of your description that basically is a really fun and descriptive couple of sentences to grab the buyer's attention right when they start reading your description and cause them to want to keep reading the whole thing. So if you're selling a personalized necklace, you wouldn't want to just jump in the beginning of your description to talking about that it's 12 inches long, like something that's a piece of information. They do need to know that, but start first with a really conversational, engaging hook. Paint a picture for them of why this product matters and what a difference this could make in their life. So going along with the personalized necklace example, you could say something that will really spark some emotion and get the buyer imagining who they might give this to, what kind of sentiment might be behind it, and why it would make such a great gift. Another extra tip with your SEO is to think about using long tail keywords as opposed to short tail. Long tail keywords are just a phrase with multiple words included as opposed to just using one word itself. So going back to our mug example, you probably wouldn't want to just use the word mug as one of your tags. You would want to be more specific and use a long tail keyword, including some more descriptors in there. So if it's a mug with a mom phrase, it might be mug for mom. Or if it's a mug for coffee addicts, it might be gift for coffee lovers. Think about how to be more specific and niche down with your keyword phrases. All right, moving on to tactic number 3, and that is to market for momentum. If you've been around my channel, you know how important I think marketing is. It's absolutely necessary to market your shop, especially in the beginning when you're first starting, you're just trying to get some traction. No one is going to know about your shop unless you put the word out there and share that it's there, right? So this is where smart marketing strategies come into play. Now, there are lots of different tactics and strategies with digital marketing, but there's one thing that you can get started on today that I think is really smart for any small business owner to tap into, and that is collaborations. So specifically, if you're an Etsy seller, I think 2 great ways to do this is to either reach out to influencers to collaborate with or to reach out to other sellers to collaborate with. And what I mean by collaboration is basically that you're just reaching out to other people to work with and partner with to do something interesting to build both of your audiences, to drive sales for both of you. You're essentially tapping into another person's audience and they're tapping into yours for a mutual win on both sides. The huge benefit of collaborating with others, like I just mentioned, is that they likely already have an audience built up. Even if it's not a huge audience, they likely have some people that they have in their circle of influence like you do. And so that you can partner with each other and not have to feel like you're starting from scratch, but tap into another person's audience that you know is already going to be interested in what you have to offer. So how do you actually make collaborations like this happen? Well, first you need to identify, I would say, several different people that you would like to work with, whether it be an influencer or a creator or another seller. Either way, you want to make sure the person that you are wanting to work with is within your same niche and related to what you sell. You wouldn't want to work with somebody just totally random because you want to make sure that their audience is going to be interested in what you have to offer. So you need to have a similar target audience. If you're looking for an influencer to collaborate with, you could do something like look on Instagram and look within your niche. So if you sell wood signs, you might look for influencers or creators that have home decor accounts to reach out to. The key here is you want to find micro influencers. So we're not reaching out to huge mega influencers with millions of followers. We're reaching out to micro influencers who have less than 30,000 followers. The reason for this is that micro influencers are still small enough to be willing to work with up and coming brands a lot of times, and their audiences tend to be more engaged than those huge mega accounts. Now, if you decide you'd rather work with another seller who's maybe also starting out and you can help each other, that's great. You just want to look for somebody that complements the product that you offer. You don't want to reach out to a direct competitor that's selling exactly the same thing as you, but find somebody that has a product that is similar and complements and would have a similar target audience. So going back to our wood sign example, if you sell wood signs for home decor, you might reach out to somebody that sells personalized cutting boards. They're both used in and the home, they're both going to probably appeal to a similar target customer. Now, once you've identified several of these different potential partners, you want to go ahead and reach out to them either by email or direct message on social media. There's a lot of different ways that you can connect with them, but go ahead and reach out and pitch your idea to them. Figure out a few different ideas of things you'd be wanting to do and go ahead and lay out the proposal for them. You could be pitching anything from an account feature or a video integration to a joint giveaway that you would do together to offering a coupon code for their audience if they give you a shout out on their account. You could pitch a product feature on their account or an email newsletter push. It could even be something like a media feature like a podcast interview or a blog post. The main thing to think about when you're determining this is your goal for the campaign. So is your goal to drive sales straight to your shop, or is your goal to grow your social media following? Both can be helpful in their own right, but I'd say in the beginning, if you want to go ahead and try to drive some sales to your shop, that's going to help immediately start to rank your listings. As they get more sales, they'll start to organically appear higher and higher in the search results. So one key to remember here when you're pitching your idea to another seller or a brand is to think about presenting your idea in a way that helps them realize how this benefits their audience. You don't want to make it all about you, but you want to remember that this needs to be beneficial for them as well. So how does your product or your proposal fit in with what they're already doing with their content, and how can this benefit their audience as well? Now, once you've sent all your pitches and proposals to the people that you potentially be collaborating with, the next thing is when they start responding and saying they're interested, you want to agree and negotiate on specific terms of the campaign or the collaboration. So this is deciding together on things like publish date, when is this partnership going to go live, what platforms will it go live on, is it going to be on Instagram, stories, posts, reels, is it going to be a YouTube integration, is it going to be on a blog, and also decide on a specific CTA, which is a call to action that they're going to be posting and you'll be posting too if it's a joint venture, for the audience to click through to whatever page you want to drive them to. So if you're trying to make sales, you would request for the influencer to post a call to action straight to your shop page or straight to specific listings that they could purchase. If you're just trying to grow your social following, then the CTA might be a call to follow you on Instagram or join your Facebook group. There are so many benefits to all of these. It really just comes down to what your specific goals are and what you can negotiate together. If you get really focused and specific about implementing these 3 tactics starting today, I know your sales are going to start to increase in your Etsy shop. Now, like I mentioned before, if you're wanting a more advanced deep dive into Etsy success and the 5 foundational pillars that I've used in my shop over the past 7 years to get it to earning a full-time income, then you can definitely click on the link below to access my free 60-minute Etsy training. I think that's going to be super helpful to grow your Etsy shop. Don't forget to try out Sales Samurai with that link below. And if you're interested to know the top 10 things that I wish I would have done differently, that I wish I would have known if I was starting over today from scratch, what I would have done from the very beginning, then you can click or tap on the square on the screen right now, and that'll take you over to my video on the 10 things that I wish I would have done from the beginning and what I would have done if I was starting over today. Bye, friends.